Hi, this is Shamra again. This is my second video about Hospital Angeles and my opinions and thoughts since my stem cell procedure there last October of 2011. Today is April the 6th, so it's been just about 6 months from the time that I received stem cells, and there are just a few more things that I would like to mention. And I had an ultrasound done this year in on January the 24th, and it was the same, basically the same results as it was before the stem cells. I'm going to be posting all of my documents, all of my blood work and ultrasounds that I had done before the stem cells and after the stem cells on a website, so you can take a look at everything and know that all of my documents and what I'm saying right now is completely legitimate. This was a very huge decision for me to make, to get stem cells at Hospital Angeles, because the cost is $25,000 and I was willing to pay that instead of have a liver transplant. I talked to Dr. Perez and the patient coordinator for Regenerative Medicine Institute, and he told me that over the past 2 years that none of his patients have had to return for more stem cells. So since I did not improve, since my liver did not even begin to regenerate after the stem cells, I was very shocked that I could be the only one where it did not improve, and I really thought that they would do the procedure over again without an additional cost. But unfortunately for me, that wasn't the case. They want me to pay an additional $25,000, and I think that is completely unreasonable. And for someone who's chronically sick, who can't work, who had to take out a loan in the first place to do the first procedure, that's completely, I don't know, unethical, unreasonable, unacceptable. So I have been very devastated, and I feel this burden so heavy on my back, because I cannot pay this loan off in a timely manner because I'm not able to work. And the whole purpose of getting stem cells was not to stay the same, but for my liver to regenerate within about 3 months, because that's how long it should have taken, about 3 months. That's what they told me, and that's what I've always known since I've had cirrhosis for the past 12 years. I've done so much reading on it that when given the right tools, the liver will regenerate itself within about 3 months. So they told me that half a cup of abdominal fat would be sufficient to reach this threshold, they call it. It's the threshold. It's the amount needed to get the liver regenerated, and it has to be, if the liver is functioning at 25 to 30%, it should begin to regenerate on its own. But in my case, it hasn't. For example, if you look at my nails, they're red on the tips, and I have red spots on my neck and on my arms and hands, and my eyes are always red and puffy. I have rashes on my leg. On my left leg, I have a huge rash that itches periodically throughout the day, especially at night. I've lost I've lost a lot of hair. My hair is thinned, extremely thinned out, and it's been hard for me to exercise without huffing and puffing because of the pressure in my abdomen from abdominal air and a little bit of fluid. So it's just, I was expecting so much more, and I've been devastated because Dr. Javier Lopez has not called me or contacted me these past 2 weeks, and I emailed him twice, and he hasn't responded to my email, and he hasn't called me to talk about the situation. So they are just hoping that I will go away and brush me under the rug, which is not very professional. So I also have very difficult time falling asleep every night. I usually fall asleep between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. and then I wake up and I have to take my thyroid medicine, which wakes me up even more. So I'm tired, but my brain is wired. If you go on their website, RegenerativeMedicine.mx for Mexico, you will see testimonials of about, I don't know, 10 patients or so, and they wanted to video me the very next day after I got stem cells so that I can give their hospital a good review. Well, the hospital is separate from the treatment. Sure, it's a beautiful beautiful hospital. You can order whatever you want and they bring the food to your room, but it's not about that. I didn't pay $25,000 so I could have spend 2 nights in a luxury hotel hospital. That's not the point. I would have rather have gone to a modest, small hospital and been an outpatient and have this procedure done. So looks can be deceiving, and they do have a lot of money. So if they're bragging about how great they are, then they better deliver. They better live up to what they're claiming, which is, they care about their patients. They say they want to provide the best patient care possible, but their communication is sorely lacking. So that's my opinion and my testimonial for today. I feel about as tired as I did on my first video, but I'm going to continue to keep you updated on my condition. But since it's been 6 months, pretty much if nothing has happened in 6 months, then it's not gonna happen. So that's all for now. Thank you for listening, and you might see me on another YouTube video or on my website. So thanks. Bye.